The Confucius Institute at the University of Michigan was founded in 2009 through a special relationship we have with the Chinese Language Council International and its director, Madam Xu Lin. We negotiated with her to create a special Confucius Institute here that focused on Chinese arts. The University of Michigan has had courses on Chinese language for many, many years, and we did not see that there was a need for the kinds of language courses that were being offered through the Chinese Language Council International. So we came up with this idea to have a Confucius Institute that focuses on Chinese arts and culture. And I think we've been very successful with that special relationship. Its director, Joseph Lam's specialty is Chinese music, so he was the perfect person to guide the Institute as its founding director.
We had a big celebration at UM, and President Coleman came, and then our partner university in China, the People's University or Renda, they sent a Chinese orchestra to come and have us celebrate and gave a fantastic concert. So that's how we started with a band.
We are located at the very heart of the University of Michigan Central Campus. Just steps away from the world-famous Hill Auditorium, Rackham Auditorium, Mendelssohn Theater, and many other wonderful venues which have housed CIUM-sponsored performances and other activities. We have quite a few excellent offerings of classes and workshops. The first one we have is a Tai Chi workshop that was just introduced this winter 2014 term that was immensely popular. It filled up in a week and a half. And the main teacher there is a Tai Chi master who is in high demand. And he is donating his time to teach Tai Chi because he loves sharing Chinese culture and teaching the art and the craft of Tai Chi. We also have a Chinese folk singing workshop as well that's held on a weekly basis. And Li Yan's son teaches that class, and it is always full to the brim. Lots of very enthusiastic community members take part in that class. For our Meishi Gourmet Chinese cooking class, we have two excellent instructors. Their names are Shuwen Wu and Angela Yang. They are food enthusiasts, love communicating to students about nutrition and the history behind numerous Chinese dishes.
People do not want this kitchen staff to say bad thing about them, so they prepare something sticky and very sweet.
I think that American students benefit from the program in many different ways. I invited my roommate out to the Meishi cooking class, and for her that was an opportunity for the first time really to engage with Chinese culture and to do it in a fun and interactive way.
Through the Confucius Institute, we started a Chinese orchestra where we have students playing on instruments like the erhu or the pipa or the sheng, instruments that are foreign in many ways to even our music students here at the university. So we have students who are not music majors come to the orchestra and they learn to play these instruments.
We hired a local Chinese music specialist who happens to know quite a few instruments.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And it is amazing because we do have very good students, and we can get them to start from ground zero to be able to put on, to play a concert, playing some basic but good pieces in, say, 13 weeks. The class is becoming popular, so more Chinese students are beginning to join them, and they have coached the UM undergrad students to play the music instruments.
This is a wonderful way for Chinese students to become more integrated in the culture of the campus.
Throughout the academic year, we bring to the campus world-class scholars, artists, and performers to host a variety of activities. We've been striving to produce high-quality publication materials that match the quality of our events and our university's prestige. All of our events are listed on our website, campus newspapers, local magazines, and often highlighted at the university record.
We usually have 2 large programs per year.
One very notable event
hosted by CIUM is this event on fashion design by Professor Xu from China. So in this event, not only do we have lectures and seminars on Chinese fashion design, but we also see a real Chinese fashion show put together by the CIUM. So we see the students wearing the clothes designed by the professor and performing on the stage for us. The combination of lectures and this visual enjoyment do make the event very special.
It's artistically and intellectually very sophisticated. Suddenly our students and faculty and people are saying, wow, this is China. And because with China, sometimes the stereotypical image is old, traditional, but this is totally the opposite, it's totally avant-garde. We are having at least one lecture per week.
It really has deepened my understanding of the change of Chinese history and culture and how that impacts the arts in many different ways. And it's been really a joy to be able to attend the lectures and get that deepening of understanding.
I think we have our share of artistic celebrities. David Henry Wong, the Tony Drama Award winner for Ann Butterfly, and who recently did the Chinglish. We hosted, and he came and gave a fantastically good talk, and it was packed.
Last October of 2013, we had a production here on campus of the play Chinglish, which is a play about US-China relationships seen through the lens of the culture and language and even the business sort of perspective, and how the two countries have become really interconnected and really dependent on one another. The Confucius Institute became highly involved with the project, and they supported us through and through and connected us with a lot of different students on campus. And so our cast was comprised not only of acting students in the theater school, but from international students directly from China.
Chicago, no. Among Chinese celebrities, we would say the President Pan Gongkai. He came and he will be coming again in the fall. And then we have the Kunqu stars. Those are the two hottest stars in Chinese theater. They are the Yu Jiulin and Chen Fengying. We also have Yang Fengjie, who is actually in the national human treasure level of the Peking drum song. This is one of the most respected performers and transmitters of cultures. 3 instrumentalists accompany her singing and telling classical Chinese stories for the everyday audience. By doing that story, we brought in a very special, very Chinese way of storytelling to America. And I believe that is the first professional performance of that genre in America. We actually had quite a few Chinese Americans and older Chinese people sitting in the hall, and actually they were crying. That means you really have touched their heart. We prepared very elaborate translations and very accurate subtitles so that when people are singing in this kind of little bit old-fashioned Chinese that some of the young people in China, Beijing, cannot even understand now. So the audience can listen to the performance, how the performer can chew on every word and express the emotions behind the story. And I think in terms of cultural exchange, we've been doing excellent. And I don't see any other CI can do it at that level.
All of our events are free and open to the public. Many of the performers and artists that come through would require an audience at another venue to pay a fairly high price. But in our case, we want to bring this rich and diverse offering of art and culture to not just the university community, but the greater Ann Arbor community and beyond.
We are becoming a national resource of Chinese arts for the Midwestern regions.
The Institute has been very supportive. We have collaborated in hosting a big Chinese art troupe from Chongqing, which is Chongqing acrobatic troupe. And we had a wonderful, wonderful event, and the turnout was unbelievable. I really appreciate Institute help in terms of promoting that event.
We are coming at the point that we know our operation, we kind of mature a little bit. We have a very good team.
CIUM's partner university in China is Renmin University. Every year they send us a faculty member who come to the university campus, do his own research and help us with various activities. Professor Chi Bai-ping was our first Chinese associate director who served as associate director starting April 2010 for 2 years. Currently, Professor Chen Hao is serving as our Chinese associate director, who's from the Department of Arts at Renmin University.
CIUM is unique that we focus solely in programming dedicated to Chinese art and culture related activities. The community is very special.
Chen Hao painted these beautiful landscapes in traditional Chinese calligraphy and watercolors, which helped us create the scenery for the whole play.
We have a very dynamic board of directors. Aside from our ex officio, Dr. Joseph Lam, also director of the CIUM, we have Dr. Mary Sue Coleman, president of the University of Michigan, Vice Chair Dr. Yang Huiling, Vice President of Renmin University of China, Ken Fisher, President of the University Musical Society, Dr. Guo Hongling, the Director of the Office of the Leading Group for Talent Affairs at Renmin University of China, Dr. Lester P. Montz, the Senior Vice Provost for Academic Affairs and Senior Counselor to the President for the Arts, Diversity, and Undergraduate Affairs, Dr. Guna Nadarajan, the Dean of the School of Art and Design, and Dr. Zhang Xiaojing is the Director of the International Office and also a Professor of Agricultural Economics.
I just started serving on the board, so very recently myself and several others from the University of Michigan Confucius Institute actually visited Beijing for the Confucius Institute conference. And it was especially interesting for me to visit that conference because each of those Confucius Institutes were doing very different things. We received the Confucius Institute of the Year award at this national conference for being one of the most outstanding in terms of programs at that conference.
CIUM has been honored for excellence in many ways. Dr. Lester Montz last year received the Performance Excellence Award from Hanban. Dr. Louis Yen received the 2010 Harold R. Johnson Diversity Service Award from the Office of the Provost and Executive Vice President for Academic Affairs, recognizing his efforts to facilitate building academic and cultural links between U of M and China.
We promote research and scholarship. We had quite a few international and scholarly symposiums. 2012, we had an international conference on Southern Song culture, which is 13th century Chinese art and culture. We had 3 days of meeting and concert. And the anthology of the papers being presented is now being reviewed for publication. And then we have some occasional papers.
The Confucius Institute also brings in guest artists who can be working together with scholars who are actually working on some aspect of Chinese cultural research. And so in my case, because my research is focused on dance, I'm actually working on a book right now on Chinese classical dance. I was able to bring in 2 of my former professors from the Beijing Dance Academy to work with students here at the University of Michigan and also to give a series of lectures and demonstrations on the art of classical sleeve dance and sword dance. And this provided an excellent opportunity for me to continue my research while also working here at the University of Michigan. And so one of the main reasons that I was attracted to coming here was because of the Confucius Institute.
By having a CI here, promoting Chinese arts and culture so that our students can learn about China not only through formal courses, reading, but through the arts. I think it's extremely good strategy, and the investment, if you ask me, is extremely effective.
We like to feel that the arts have a special opportunity and responsibility for creating bridges among people from various cultures. The Institute has sponsored just an enormous array of fantastic events that have been a huge benefit to the campus at large.
This CI is actually getting very famous in China now. So when some of the Chinese people, when they say scholars and business people, they say, if we want to do something artistic China, let's contact the CI at UM. So I think our leaders are doing a good job.